Okay, I'm making a video to show the difference between basically forum perception of what people act like and what they are actually like in real life. I think everyone kind of has a view of what I am like, and that it is not particularly apt. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Fitting, maybe. Well, it's not exactly spot on, and making this video to correct some of that a bit and ask, basically, since I'm not even sure necessarily what is my type. It's always interesting to hear other people's feedback on that. In a way, if you've been here long enough, you kind of get trapped in a persona in a way, and the way that you started off, which on a site like this is not necessarily mentally healthy, and there's sometimes a difference between that and how you evolve, and you're not necessarily allowed to evolve your forum persona in some ways. People kind of get the idea of this is what you're like, and even if you try to change anything, that's where you're trapped. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I just don't care to fight with people over anything that's as pointless as personality type, but I suppose there's some who would enjoy fighting with people over something like personality type, but they must care more than me. There probably are some definite differences between how you guys view me and how I actually am in real life. I am not a social butterfly. I get freaked out by crowds. I won't walk into aisles in the grocery store if there's too many people in them. I do not go to parties or clubs or anything of that sort because I don't like people getting in my personal space. I don't like loud noise. I hate it when people cheer for things because I don't know, I don't like it. And I really don't like when I'm expected to cheer for things. I'll give a polite, yay, I approve, but that's about it. That's probably the major difference between how the forum probably perceives me and how I actually am. I'm not exactly sure, all in all, how you do perceive me. Probably, yeah, more enthusiastic, more expression-y, I'm not sure. Is that even a word? Not really into extreme sports of any sort. I used to go hiking with the dog, but don't do that as much anymore because he's an evil little twat, and I don't care to get in fights with other dogs on the trail or having to explain to the owner, no, don't pet him. He might decide that he's going to lick you to death. And that would be the closest thing to waterboarding you're ever going to experience. He's a bit enthusiastic. Like, he has all of the enthusiasm. 3,000,000%, which would be pointed out by certain members. I have absolutely no understanding of percents, if that's how I'm going to phrase things. Though I'm pretty sure he stole all of my enthusiasm too. There's actually a lot of things I don't do because that would be mean, that might be assumed that I would do. I don't really yell at people because that would require raising my voice, and you don't get anything done by yelling at anyone. I will be sarcastic at them, but they kind of have it coming in most cases. I suppose if this is type me sort of thing, what do I do as a hobby? I'm not sure. I mean, I read a lot of things. Then I have the weird habit of bookmarking them. Probably, I'm not sure because I remember it if I've read it, but maybe for me to pull up in a future argument to say, hey, this says so, so you suck. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about a lot of things, which is why I never bothered to decide what I want to be when I grow up. I have 3 degrees. I am also, certified as an EMT and to program gigantic machinery to make the same part over and over, so kind of like How It's Made. But every time I run across something new and interesting, I'm all like hopeful that, hey, maybe this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And then I find something else, and I'm like, hey, maybe this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Oh my gosh. The Trump campaign lady's back. Didn't me talking about sheep for 20 minutes last week scare her away? Apparently not. Well, you can tell that the dog is not a Trump supporter. But yeah, so I've never bothered to decide what I want to do. I haven't bothered to decide a lot of things in life because there's always so many interesting options. And making a final decision just seems like saying, hey, you can't do all these other things now, but they're all so cool. So I guess judge away. I won't necessarily decide that you're correct, but hey, some feedback is always interesting. Thanks.